Alright, we need to make an intake for the flex truck.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.
So on this truck, obviously, they don't usually make a Cummins to 56 Chevy air intake. Air intakes, you know, there is some dyno testing on some of the higher end air intakes, but your regular low end ones, I think that they're just winging it and just doing what kind of fits, which is what we're going to be doing. So not nothing dyno tuned, but just something that's going to get it away from the turbo a little bit and try to catch a little bit more of that fresh air. And we'll kind of see what we can do there on that. But basically, we're just going to come up a little further. The pieces that I got here, this and this, I just got it off of eBay. It's a 45 silicone boot. They have the cords inside of it. And then 45 bend on a 24-inch pipe. On eBay, you can buy these individual pipe pieces and just kind of piece together whatever, you know, whatever you think you'd like to do on it. You know, on our limo, we have quite a elaborate intake that, you know, is coming into this fender here, and then we have one of our more elaborate ones is this one on the limo. It has a guard that's inside the fender. It dips through the inner fender well. You know, it's all protected inside here by a plate, and then we have a air intake that brings cool air in from behind the bumper here, and that's keeping the water and everything off our filter here. On this one, we're not going to go quite as elaborate. We're just going to get it away from the turbo there a little bit. So I was thinking that I'd 45 with the boot and then 45 back around. 245s will get it straight again. That's going to just come around the alternator and sit up here in the front a little bit. The boot on, you can see we are coming around the alternator there. It is getting us away from there, but it's just so much boot on this. I'd rather not have so much, so I'm going to cut it down to like there and to like there. I got these big ass scissors. I wonder what it would do if I just burnt that edge a little bit. Let's try it on one of our scraps here. Yeah, it seemed to make it a little better. Just clean it up so it doesn't look so hairy. Never done that before, but it seemed to clean it up a little bit. Alright, now I want to wipe this down really good so we're not getting anything in the turbo. Wiped out, a little glass cleaner and rag. The tube is going to come in here and kind of go like that. So we're going to have to cut it down. I want to try to give ourselves enough room for the filter, but I also would rather cut this down than cut it back to where it's actually taking it away from the fender well here if I go any further in. I'd like to be as far away from that motor as possible. So let's cut her here. So I took Jared's electrical off, which he'll be mad about that, but he's not here today, so I can do it. And this has a couple of louvers up here that I would say would help pull some air in, but this filter is it's small. I mean, it's the right diameter, but it being so short, I've never seen anything that short on a diesel, and so I'm just not going to try something that I don't know will work. So I'm going to get a bigger filter that'll come down here a little further, and then we'll cut this pipe. And then I'm thinking I can put a little heat shield right here that will kind of keep the radiator heat and stuff away from the filter and kind of block it from that engine, and I think that'll be perfect. I have a couple different size K&Ns here. This would be more what I'd normally see on something like this, but it comes back awfully far. The only part about these K&Ns is they don't have the cone in the front. You know, they just have it around the side there, which doesn't help with our louvers we have up here. I also don't really like using K&Ns in the sandy desert, which we are. I feel that the oil on it just traps that little tiny sand and it just clogs it up. You know, if you're someplace that's always rainy or snowy, I think these would work great. This is just a Spectre filter, but I think that's more the right size. It has the hole in the front, which will help with the louvers in the front here, and I think that's a big enough filter to run on this. Should be able to get adequate airflow through that. So I'll measure. I like that gap that it's got there. I go a touch closer maybe, but probably not. And so I'll measure that, and then we'll just cut it back the adequate amount that we added this on. All right, so what I like about this is it kind of, the angle of this kind of tucks this filter into, it's almost a little box here. And it's nice and away from everything, and plus we're getting our fresh air from out here where our louvers are. So I think I can make a little heat insulator, that panel that kind of comes around on this side. It could almost attach just to the clamp that's on the filter and just go that way, or I can come off of here and go this way. So has some options there, and we'll tuck this wiring, and you know, this might be able to go on the outside of our heat shield here. Alright, all I did was pinch it between there and bolt it through there. And I think that'll be okay. I'm not super thrilled about it. I might change something about it, but what I want to do now is do a little U-shape bracket here where you'll undo the filter clamp, and it'll unclamp off this inner fender well so it doesn't move around. You'll be able to slide that hose clamp back and take it off back here. Is the easiest way to get this out of here instead of trying to get the filter off just by itself, because we do have kind of a tight tolerance here. But I'm going to make this little U-shape out of just some little piece of strap here. It might be 3/4, yeah, 3/4 strap, and then it'll just bolt through the outside of the inner fender well here and clamp onto our filter. And I think that's about it. So we got our clamp here holding on to our tab here, so our filter's stationary. This will be able to flex separately from this, so that'll take care of that. I need to get one more hose clamp that I don't have here in stock, but no big deal. And our heat shield's in here and installed, so I think we're pretty good. Move some of our electrical down there, and now you can see the air filter in there, so we can get that air through the front here. I think it'll work good. Kind of all coming together okay, you know?
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.